Welcome. In this presentation, we'll explain the French language program pathways in the Waterloo Region District School Board and explore the options available for students entering Grade 2. Waterloo Region District School Board's goals for French language learning are grounded in care and purpose, boosting student confidence and achievement, opening doors for every learner, especially those who have been historically underserved, and creating learning experiences that genuinely engage students, educators, and families. The vision is that every student has equitable access to high-quality French programs, whether core French, extended French, or French immersion. These programs help bridge languages and cultures, bringing confidence and real-world skills. WRDSB's French programs are built on the belief that all students can thrive in French learning. The WRDSB is committed to actively disrupting streaming practices that cause harm, upholding high expectations grounded in evidence-based pedagogy, and ensuring equitable access to special education and multilingual learner supports. Our commitment includes clear communication so that families can make informed decisions and responsible planning that keeps French programming sustainable in both staffing and budget.
Let's begin with a short video that introduces the WRDSB French programs.
We make grade 1 French really engaging by singing lots of songs and connecting what we're learning to daily parts of our lives, whether it's introducing ourselves or talking about our family, the things that we like and our friends. Students get the chance to work with each other and speak to each other while learning the language and also getting to engage with the teacher in small groups. We're all getting to have a lot of fun in a new language.
One of the highlights of Grade 1 Core French is that students learn about taking risks with their learning. It sets the stage for students to learn and communicate using strategies such as songs, gestures, and repetition with loads of positive reinforcement. Grade 1 Core French is fun, engaging, and sets the stage for their Grade 2 pathway.
Il y a plusieurs bénéfices de faire l'éducation physique en français avec les élèves. Premièrement, c'est un sujet où il ne faut pas parler beaucoup. On peut concentrer sur quelques mots de vocabulaire clés, passer le ballon, allez-y, je l'ai à ton tour. Alors, ça donne les élèves un peu de chance à pratiquer les mots clés dans une classe d'éducation physique sans trop de pression d'avoir tout en français ou des phrases complètes. Et en plus, ils s'amusent à bondir les ballons, comme vous pouvez voir dans notre jeu de ballon-panier.
In grade 1, there's a really natural relationship between music and primary core French. Music is an extremely engaging subject to help the students with their French. 100% of students can be successful in music. Just like in speech, we're trying to find a natural fluidity, and we can get that through music. I try to find songs that are really engaging for the kids. I found this song about the rainbow, and it uses their colors, and the kids took to it right away. So even though some of the lyrics were a bit challenging at first, they recognized right away things like rouge, orange, jaune. As soon as they recognize something they know already, they're really excited, and then they want to learn more and do more. When you're using actions in music, it helps the kids also make those connections. Next year they'll return to learning it in English probably, and that's okay, because we're still laying a foundation for a love of music, a love of learning a new language, and hopefully the ability and the courage to take some risks and try new things.
In my classroom, my goal and the focus is actually to promote student confidence, proficiency, and their achievement in French as a second language. By having these students that already come to us with an existing skill set in language acquisition, we're able to highlight the strengths that they have and lead them to feeling successful in the core French classroom. In doing this, our hope is that they will continue with their French language studies in high school and beyond.
Ce que j'adore d'enseigner les élèves au niveau supérieur, c'est qu'en 11e année, on commence à choisir les matières qu'on aimerait étudier. Donc ici, on est dans un cours d'entrepreneuriat. Les élèves apprennent comment faire les affaires en français. Aussi, en 11e année, on commence vraiment à voir la fluidité des élèves à l'oral et ils sont beaucoup plus confortables de s'exprimer à l'improviste en même temps. Et ça vient avec la prise de risque langagière. Donc les élèves deviennent plus confiants dans la langue, ils prennent des risques pour essayer de s'exprimer de nouvelles façons sans être conscients ou paniqués de leur grammaire et de la précision de ce qu'ils disent. Donc ça rajoute à ce qu'ils apprennent et à leur confiance par la suite.
There are two main pathways, Core French and French Immersion. Let's take a look at each. All students begin learning French in grade 1. Students who continue their pathway in Core French will follow this pathway to grade 8, and in high school in grades 9 to 12. In grade 9, one Core French course is mandatory. However, in grades 10 to 12, it's optional. To follow the French Immersion pathway, students would apply to the French Immersion Lottery in January of their grade 1 year. If they become enrolled, they would continue grades 2 to 8 in French Immersion. Students who are enrolled in French Immersion then have the opportunity to decide whether they'd like to continue with the extended or the immersion pathway. The extended pathway requires students to complete 7 French credits, while the immersion pathway requires students to complete 10 French credits. Both the core and immersion pathways foster French language learning and provide students with opportunities in the future. All Waterloo Region District School Board students are automatically enrolled and receive French instruction from grades 1 to 9 with no application required. Although the ministry mandates Core French in grade 4, the WRDSB offers students the opportunity to begin their Core French learning pathway in grade 1. Students learn in French for 58% of the day in grades 2 to 6 and 50% in grades 7 and 8. Math is taught in English and entry begins in grade 2, which requires an application. Not all schools offer French immersion in the Waterloo Region District School Board. In French immersion, the subjects taught in French language are French language arts, social studies, arts, and physical education. Math is taught in English. French immersion is an optional program that welcomes learners of all abilities. It offers curriculum subjects taught in French and asks families to consider a long-term commitment, one that will look a little different for every child. It's important to remember that French immersion is not an enrichment program, nor should it be considered a trial program. Families and caregivers do not need to have French language experience in order to participate in French immersion.
The WRDSB has 49 elementary schools offering French immersion across Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, and the townships. You can find a full map on the French program's website, linked below. If your family is considering French immersion, the application happens during your child's grade 1 year. Phase 1 opens in early January and closes on January 31st. Placements may be determined through a lottery. Families are notified of placements in late February or early March. Phase 2 and waiting list placements continue until the 20th day of grade 2. If more families apply for French immersion than we have space for, we use a lottery system. The lottery only applies to applications submitted by January 31st or Phase 1. Applications after that date, Phase 2, are placed on a first-come, first-served basis if space is available. If there are enough spots for everyone who applied in Phase 1, all students will be enrolled. There are 2 tiers in the lottery. Tier 1 includes students from the designated school and those with approved out-of-boundary requests. Tier 2 includes other out-of-boundary students, except at schools with limited enrollment. Students not placed in a class go on a wait list. This wait list stays open until the 20th day of school. Families can choose up to 3 wait lists to improve their chances. In the past, siblings of French immersion students were automatically placed in the program, which reduced space for new families. Under the revised process, families can still apply for siblings to attend the same school, but all students now enter the lottery together. Because space in French immersion is limited, removing automatic sibling placement ensures that students living in the home or designated school have equal access to the program. This change supports fairness and allows students an equal opportunity to participate when French immersion is offered at their school. All grade 12 core French and immersion students can choose to challenge the DELF exam at levels A2, B1, or B2. The WRDSB covers the full cost, and successful students earn an official diploma from the French Ministry of National Education, which is valid for life. Both WRDSB core French and immersion students consistently achieve excellent results. French immersion is an optional program, and families interested must apply starting in January. The WRDSB does its best to accommodate as many students as possible. If placement is at an out-of-boundary school, transportation is not provided, which means that families are responsible for getting their child to and from school. Some key takeaways as we conclude our presentation. French immersion is an optional program that welcomes students of all abilities. It offers curriculum subjects taught in French and helps students build confidence and proficiency in the language. It's a long-term commitment, and success will look different for every child. Families do not need any French language background for their child to participate. French immersion is not an enrichment program or a short-term trial. It's more than a subject. It's a pathway that opens doors to future learning, careers, and global opportunities. Core French begins in grade 1 in the WRDSB, even though the ministry mandates it starting in grade 4. It is taught as a subject and builds communication skills in listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Core French helps students develop confidence and proficiency, opens career opportunities, and supports learners in becoming functionally bilingual. Both pathways help students develop confidence and proficiency in French. If you have questions after this presentation, please contact us at frenchprograms@wrdsb.ca or visit wrdsb.ca/French. We appreciate your interest in French language learning and look forward to supporting your child's journey. Merci.